have questions, we can go. So we have the Slack.com application. As you can see, you have all kinds of platforms you can use it, as well as on Mac, Windows, iOS. So this one's for the Apple users with the iPhones or the tablets. And you have Android. Android's used by most of the smartphones, Samsung and stuff like that. All have Android on it. You can download it in your Google Play or your App Store, and you can try to install it as the way as you can do it with the application on your Windows or Mac. I won't be using Mac because I'm not a Mac user, but it's practically all the same. It's a basic installation of a program, but we'll do the Windows download. So we'll be starting the download. As you can see, it takes a little while. It's a bigger file. So while you're downloading, you already can see that I got an invitation of support that they invited me to the Empty Mac Signals. It's very important to know that Slack works in different levels. The first level is actually a domain. We have created the Empty Mac Signals domain where everyone can be invited to. And I'll show you next what we do with the domain and in the domain. So if you want to join and receive the signals, you just have to join Empty Mac Signals domain. You can do it like this. Just click on it. And he'll, he'll be asking your username as well. You just type in your username, your email address, your username, like this, and your own password. You can choose whether or not you want to be emailed by the Slack service. Most of the people won't have to and won't need this, so you just unclick it. So this is the username. It's the name that will be used to show who you are in our domain and who you are, and not just a normal number. If you don't use this or you don't click on it that your username is shown, then a number will be chosen by Slack as a view. So we click on the next button, and Slack will open the Slack Signals domain in the web browser. But as I told you before, I don't want that because I want to have the notifications when I close my web browser. I want to have the notifications on my screen. So you see he already downloaded stuff. We'll install it at the moment. It doesn't take long, so it should take 1 minute or two. What's important to know about Slack, that is you can adjust your own profile as you like. You can change your password, you can change everything about the notifications and about your profile picture. I'll show you in a minute who's been doing this as well. So you see he's now launching the installment. Is like Skype or any other program, he'll be installing this for you. So this one is installed. I already am I'm signing out because I want to go to the Signals domain as my private user, not as the support user. So when you start for the first time, you've downloaded the application, this screen pops up. He'll be asking the domain name. As I told you before, this is Empty Mac Signals, which we created. So you're asking to come into the domain name. Let me do that again. Like this. Voilà. I hope he won't. Now, afterwards, he'll be asking what your email address is and your password, which we just signed in when you clicked on the invitation. So it's important that while downloading, you already create your password through the invitation. You can't create or you can't log in to our domain without an invitation. So it's important that you send an email to support so we can invite you to come and receive the signals. So we type in our account name, our password we just created. You can tell to keep signed in, but I won't do that because I need to sign in later on with my other account. Voila. And I've logged in to our domain. First of all, before I start explaining how it works and what our channels are, what our direct message are, who's what, we'll be going to our account, profile and account. This is very important because I'll be explaining how the notifications are enabled. When you first log in, this is not my first login, but when you first log in, Slack will ask to enable the Windows notifications screen. You just say, you click enable and you say done. So when someone types in something in the channel, you'll get the notification. I'll show you how we do this in 1 second. So we go to profile and account, and Slack will be directing us to our account page. You can change your username. This is my username, as I told you. You can change the password. You can change the time zone. You can change email addresses, etc. But we'll be going to notifications, as this is the most important part for everyone. Because when you're working outside your browser, so for example, if I'm just doing this and Slack is on the background, which you can see like this, click the icons in Windows, and you can see that one unread messages is here, but here you can see that's like, you can put in the active account, active icon in Windows like this, say customize, search for the Slack, here it is, and then you say show icon and notifications. Okay. Now, when you restart or when you log in on your Windows, you'll always see the Slack notification system. Let's go back to the website. We want, when a signal is sent, we want to see it right away so we can open up our trade, put in the minimum and maximum exit, and see what happens with the trade. How do we do this? We put our desktop notifications here on activity of any kind. We set the mobile push notifications, which is when you download the application on your mobile phone, on your smartphone or on your iPhone, that you get the same notifications as soon as possible. But, all right, switch to recommended settings, and you come here again. As you see, the mobile pushing time is set to 2 minutes, but because you are trading on short-term base, we need to be very quick and we need to react as soon as possible. So we put the mobile pushing time, the mobile push notifications on send push notifications as quickly as possible when I'm not active on the desktop. This means when you're not on the desktop, but for example, you're on LinkedIn, I'll show you in a minute how the notifications work, and it will pop up here in my right corner below. This has been set. This is very important you set this, because if you don't do this before you start using Slack, you won't get the notifications. If you have any questions about the notifications, please read the instructions that will be sent by mail before we send the invitation. It's explained point by point in bullet points how you activate the mobile pushing time and the mobile notifications. Voilà. You have other channel specifics. You can say the channels. I'll explain what the channels are, how you want specific settings for a specific channel, but normally this won't be necessary. So this is saved. And now we can say, if you want to do something with your profile, you can type in here your Skype username so people can see what your Skype is. You can link it to it. You can add photos. If you'd like some other photo, you can access your Twitter. All these accounts are linked to social media, so watch out if you want some privacy with it. See what everything happens. Let's go back to the home button. We can see that everything's okay. He saved the instructions we did. So we'll be leaving the browser like this. Let's go back to Slack. As I showed you before, here you can customize your icons. It's active here. Voila, it comes back on. And I'll explain how our Slack platform works. Here you have the main information about your account, who you are, that you're online, and on which domain name you're signed in. You can here sign out of the domain name and customize your preferences. You can put yourself away, which means that you're not active. For example, if you need to go to the bathroom or you're going to a meeting, but you still want to be Slack active, just say you're away. How do you do that? You click on the arrow here and you click it again, and now you're online again. Channels is the second level after the domain, which is the first level. You have the second level, which are channels. Channels are created by administrators, which is support or IT, which is used to communicate on different levels on different subjects. For the Empathy Max signals, we have a couple of different channels, which is a general one. In this general one, you can discuss everything concerning our signals, how we use it. You can find general info here. For example, I've put in the link today, how you can go to the webinar. If you're searching for something, for example, like we talked about the minimum and the maximum exit, you can search for the result. You can see how we do it by minimum exit min 40 plus 10 pips. This is how we trade. So all the information about the trading can be discussed here. If you have questions to support, feel free to contact me here in the general, or if you want to contact me in private, just go to the direct messages here, click on the more button and search for support, and you'll find me, and you can ask here your direct question to me. If you have problems or something with Slack, just ask me. Technical issues with the platform, questions about how the platform works and stuff like that is not purposed to go through Slack, so they won't be answered and they will be deleted. Next to the general, which is in English, which is general for our support and our corporate, we have the German general, which is used by our head sponsor Dieter. If you don't speak that good of the English, or if you're having trouble stating your problems in English, please refer it in Dutch, in German, so you can put it here. Dieter will answer any questions if you have one. He's a heck of a guy, so he will be able to answer your questions about the trading. Now, the most important thing on Slack is, of course, the short-term signals. You can add more signals by clicking on the more button, choosing the channel you want to join, click on preview, and say join channel. This means all the channels are visible for me. Automatically, when you log in to the Empathy Max signals domain, you'll be added to the general group and the short-term signals group. The short-term signals group is the group is used by our Empathy Max trader to give his signals, which you can follow here. You can always check the advanced options. Yeah, no, not here. Sorry. You can always look for the signals here. He'll be giving his signals like this. When he states there is a possible new signal on any of the currencies, he'll be giving it up front, a couple of minutes up front. So you can open up your MPT Max Trader, already given the pip value, and afterwards he'll be saying whether or not it's okay. He'll say buy which currency and you need to open it. And he'll be setting also the number on which it's opened. So for example, yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he opened up a euro dollar currency, he bought, and I opened it at 11,478. Our trader doesn't recall to close the trade because he is giving his own personal signals. So it's nothing corporate or it's not a professional trading. He's been trading for a long time. He has a good track record, but due to the unstable market, the time issues when somebody opens a trade, when somebody opens a trade a couple of minutes later, it can happen that it's a different trade. So he only says when you can open it and your responsibility to close it. He'll also say when he's starting the day, and he'll also close it when he says he's done. Today he closed it at 3 p.m. Why? Because the market was too unstable. This is how our channels work. This is the most important thing to explain to somebody when they're added to our group. This is the part how to use it on your PC. I'll show you now how the notifications work on your PC. For example, you're being on LinkedIn. I'll be sending a Slack message to support, for example. I'll do it by cell phone, so I'll take the general, I'll put in the message, I've sent it through my cell phone, through my smartphone, and it appears in the right corner here on the desktop. I can click on it, and the general will open. You can react on it, but normally, most of the time, those discussions aren't too big, so you can just, it's more of an info from support out. This is how the notifications work. The same goes for the messaging through smartphone. Are there any people who are having troubles getting the notifications on their iPhone or their smartphone? You can type in the chat, it's open. You can see it on the GoToWebinar chat function. If not, please feel free to type it in the general Slack if you already downloaded it. Or if you have any question, just send an email to support@mptmax.com. I'll type it in the chat again. Within 2 weeks, we'll be giving a new Slack webinar with more info about how to use it on your Androids or on your iPhone, which is exactly the same. You download the application, you sign in, and you put your push notifications on directly as quickly as possible. If you're having troubles getting the signals, iPhone does have this problem. I can show you what you can do to enable it on iPhone. Let me take a look. This is the email you get when you log in to the Slack notification domain. So this everyone should have got this one. I've put in the iPhone users here. If you want to have your notifications on your iPhone, you need to activate the application. This means that you have to go to your settings. It's in the upper right corner. It's a green icon. You can put in the push notifications, say activate activity of any kind, and this is how you activate the iPhone notification. As I told you before, it's very important that you log in on your Slack program on your PC first, so you can activate the push notifications online, as we've seen in the preferences, profile and account. I'll show you it again. Notifications, switch to recommended settings, set this one on activity on any kind, send push notifications, and to be sure, just sign out so you know everything is saved. This could be a problem solver for a lot of people. So this is how Slack works. I'll be ending